Hang on. So here on Michigan Aquatics, I promised when I came back that big things were on the way. I promised it. And I'm here to show you what I have delivered so far. So here's how this is going to go. We're going to go to each and every one of the tanks. I'm going to introduce you to all of the creatures living there. And we'll probably give them a little bit of food, at least a little bit of food, and then I'll tell you how I have them all set up in as quick of a way as I can, because this video is going to take a while to film, edit, and then it's just going to be a long video regardless. I hope you enjoy. If you do enjoy, please subscribe, give it a like, a comment if you got something to say. Let me know, what do you want to see? Anything specific? I've got some really cool things going on, and they're only going to get cooler. Let's go take a look at them. Billie Jean and Freckles tank also has not changed much. You'll notice that I took that one awesome looking twisty root out of there just to add some more space. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same. I had the fogger going, get them all moist. And while we're down here on this side of the room, we might as well shoot to our right. Here we have the Emerald Shiner tank. Trust me, this water is very nice and clear. I just do not have a towel down, or a dark piece of cloth of any kind to help with the glare from the lights. I think I showed these guys in my last video, but what I've done today is I didn't clean their glass. I added another air hose, replaced the 20 through 60 gallon air pump, or rated air pump, for the 40 gallon rated air pump because I like it more. Cleaned the filter pads, or the filter sponge on the AC-20. And also, instead of using a bobber to hold my light up, we now have the lid to a Fluval Bug Bites container that is doing the job very well. This is a 10-gallon lid. I was not prepared for lids on the aquariums. I was just prepared for the aquariums themselves. Appreciate it, Bill. Our other inhabitants are along the bottom here somewhere with all of these beautiful, beautiful rocks that I've collected over the years. This includes Harold. Harold. There he is. Also in here somewhere, there's a little tiny darter that I have not been able to identify. So here, wow, that's really close. You'll see our selections of food for today. Got some dehydrated, apparently, super worms for the toads and the wood frogs. We've got some bottom feeder formula from Bug Bites for whoever wants to eat it, and then some color enhancing formula that we're going to give to the Emerald Shiners right now. But we'll get into this guy in a little bit. Oh, my hand's stuck. Never mind. We're good. Hopefully, this will also get Harold to come out, because I know Harold loves these things too. Now, I don't know if that little... Oh, there he is. Is this an Iowa darter? Or what is he? / she? Really, really pretty looking little fish. I wish I had the rest of them, but he seems to be doing good in this mix of tank. We'll give him some frozen foods later, because darters are like very, very predatory. Look at you, though. Look at the green that he's got on him. There he goes. Now, we move into our next tank. We have the 29 gallon on the floor this time with a very simple yet very interesting looking setup. And here we can see the star. This is my wargill sunfish, which is a hybrid between a wargill sunfish and a bluegill sunfish. We also have this little... Hello? We also have this little bluegill sunfish, which is from the same lake that our wargill is from. This lake is known for producing very, very colorful, fast-growing, and large sunfish. They were stocked a long time ago, like 40 or 50 years ago or something, for the purpose of exactly what I just described for anglers to pursue. Wargills, as far as I've been able to tell, you know, I've done so much fishing. More fishing than the average fisherman that really, really loves fishing. And I'm really good at it. I do not see very many warmouths around here, let alone a wargill. He grew extremely fast for a sunfish or even any cichlid. This fish is not even a year old. See, now he's lightening up. There you go, buddy. Wow, you look good today too. Look at how well your orange is shining through. Just wonderful. But yeah, I don't see many warmouth bluegill or warmouth anything hybrids in this state, or at least in the area that this guy here come from. I don't see many of them. I don't even see many warmouth. So as soon as I figured out what he was, I knew that I had to keep him. I had to keep this fish. My plan was to have 2 bluegill sunfish from this lake because, number one, they're the most beautiful bluegill sunfish I've ever caught. And number two, I wanted a comparison of the bluegill from the lake and the bluegill from the river. Oh, which is where we now get into this tank. And the glare from my window, how wonderful. This angle's better, so what you see stood before you here is a 75-gallon aquarium. This is the aquarium that Bill and Ivy used to be in. However, it has been resealed and is now full to the brim with water. This tank here inhabits everything that was in the 29-gallon plus some. Look at Daryl. This isn't what Daryl usually looks like. If you know Daryl, especially if you watched the last video that was mainly featuring Daryl. Usually he's a very menacing looking fish, but he's looking all cute right now because he wants me to feed him. You can see there are no other fish out swimming right now except for these 2 bluegill, because bluegill are just relentless and persistent, and no matter how much Daryl seems to bully them, he can't get rid of them. However, you can see beneath this rock right here, that is our rock bass that was living in the 20 tall with our wargill and our bluegill. He is now in the 75 and looks really darn good in here. And this rock slate right here is the one that he prefers to be hiding beneath of. However, when I got up, was it yesterday or today? I think it was yesterday. I got home. Yeah, yesterday I got home from work, and that guy was, oh hey Sophia, but he was up here in the corner behind the filter, all scared. And Sophia was sitting on the bottom, also looking all scared. And there's 2 fish in this tank that could have scared him. One is Daryl, who clearly owns the tank. The other one is a fish I have yet to name. I've just been, you know, unironically calling him Big Head, because he's got a very big head. He's almost never out from underneath of any of these rocks, and he grew like a full inch in the 2 weeks that he's been in here. He's got to be nearly 8 inches, at least 7 inches now. I'll see if I can get some footage of Big Head later. You can also see a white sucker. This is a fish that I've wanted to keep long term for a long time. While they are not very pretty at all, you know, they're not very colorful, I just have always loved the thought of this almost, but not quite, carp-looking fish with a mouth that sits on the bottom, sifting through the sand all the time. And I never knew if that's the behavior that they would have, and guess what? It is. It's exactly the behavior that they have. It's exactly what they do. Well, when Daryl wants to leave them alone, of course. Uh-oh, is a rock bass going after him? No, rock bass don't really care about him too much. He's gonna chase him a little bit, but he doesn't, at least he doesn't beat him up. Daryl beats up everybody. There's Sophia. This is our female yellow perch, who is not very colorful right now. She should be getting more color as the days go on. She and her man have had a really hard time since I got them, especially since they were in that 29 for a few months. They were both much smaller when I got them. When I caught them, they were, right about this long, both of them. But Sophia, being a female, has grown larger and also grown faster than the male. But the male is much smaller, and I mean, he's smaller by like a whole inch and a half than Sophia. I'd say Sophia's a good 6 inches, maybe even 6.5 inches. No, she's definitely 6 inches now. Well, she's not worried about Daryl, and Daryl kind of seemed to like move out of her way, so see both my suckers there now. The bigger one doesn't really come out too much. I feel like Daryl bullies that one the most. But you can see Sophia's getting a lot more comfortable with the camera. I've been filming little clips of her here and there and deleting them because they haven't been very good, because she's more camera shy than she is Daniel shy. And then we have our river bluegill, which this is a very bad angle for this one. I promise they look better than this. Still, bad angle. Why are you so light? Oh, it's because of Daryl chasing you. Yep, that's what it is. It's crazy how Daryl has a whole 75-gallon aquarium here, and he still wants to bully everyone. Here's the smaller bluegill, though. His colors are a little more well-pronounced right now. So you can see that not only are they smaller, but they also have a lot different of a body shape and just overall coloring, which I find very, very interesting. A lot more on the bronze and brown and a little bit of a purple hue with more black fins instead of blue fins. It's very intriguing. It's most intriguing, actually, just how slow they grow in comparison to the lake bluegill. You can also see here my male black-side darter, and then up there my believed to be female black-side darter. These two are hanging out a lot more and a lot better now. You can see, look at him. He gets a real nice bright orange when he's in a really good mood. I am a huge, huge fan of these fish, and eventually they will have their own tank, especially because of Big Head. That's a good shot of you, girl, yeah. Coming out here, checking us out. How's it going, sweetheart? You're looking good. It's such a good looking perch. Look at the hump on her head. Look at that just block of muscle up there. She's got more of a bronze greenish iridescence to her scales with this sort of walleye looking green, like greenish brown color. Real nice, but her man is a very vibrant yellowish green, and I can't wait to see how much more color these guys get as they get even older and larger. Wow, what a darn good looking perch you are. Maybe I'll head to the bait shop and get some shiners for you. Because lately she's just been eating superworms and night crawlers. So she definitely wants something other than that. And she loves emerald shiners. And she's not having any of the living ones. I want those. Oh no, this lid's on weird. Oh no, we got it. We got it. We got it. Come on. Come on. No, don't lose it all. There we go. So we're just going to throw some of this in for the suckers and stuff. Usually I like to feed my tanks 2 or 3 times a day, just because of how much I really got going on. But I've been feeding them less because I've been waiting for this water to clear up. So the suckers should really like the bottom feeder pellets. They kind of like eating anything. Then we'll also do a little pinch of the color enhancing bug bites. And let him feast. Oh, there's Big Head. Big Head's on the move. He's gotten so big. He grew. I knew that he was gonna like explode in growth after I added him to this tank. I just knew it. I just knew it. But that would in fact be about it for this tank. Isn't it nice looking though? I think I did a real good job with our aquascape. It just looks beautiful. But we have one more tank to go over. And it's the most important one in the room. It's the one that needed the upgrades first, for everybody else to have an upgrade. It's the star tank of the room. Just being as beautiful as it is, just look at it right now. I think this one's even better. And it's the one that's right behind me. So do all the folks at home who've been waiting for this for like 3 months since I said that I was gonna do something like this. And of course, the 2 weeks that I've been, giving little hints on what I've been doing. Here she is. The 120-gallon American Bullfrog Paludarium. And believe it or not, as amazing as it is, it's still not done. In fact, today I should be finishing a project that should make our tank taller by 17 inches, maybe even more than 17 inches. Making the tank taller is going to let me raise all of their platforms and all of their wood up, while being able to add like a good extra 3 to 4 inches of water in this tank, giving more room for our fishies to swim and more room for this guy to not bust open his face on the bottom, which he hasn't done yet, but I am worried about him doing so. For those of you, let me scooch here, who don't know him, meet Bill. Bill is an American bullfrog. He's a young male, or at least I believe him to be, being he was much smaller than this when I caught him, or at least smaller by an inch overall when I caught him, and didn't really know how to call very well. He could call, but it definitely sounded like he was new to it. He wasn't a professional yet. Now he's getting there. And if we come this way, you can see Ivy, my other American bullfrog. I caught both Bill and Ivy from 2 completely different spots, which has allowed me to have 2 completely different looking bullfrogs. Ivy, you can see, is more of a dark shade. Sometimes she's more like this, where it's like this dark reddish brown. Other times she's like a what's the name of the thing that's gross? Olive green with maroon red spots all over her. And Bill, he's a really nice color right now. I like this mixture of color on Bill. Sometimes he's this color, sometimes he's gray, sometimes he's brown, sometimes he's yellow, sometimes he's bright yellow, sometimes he's bright green, and sometimes he's a mix of all 6. But he's got a new house. Let's go under the water. And you'll see the only thing in here that has a bigger forehead than I do, a more impressive receding hairline than me. We have my dominant male pumpkin seed sunfish, who is from the same lake that Ivy is from. This guy is a really cool fish. He's a little bit different looking than the other pumpkin seeds I usually catch, being his colors are more within the yellow, orange, and green spectrum rather than in the blue. He has much less blue and a lot more of the other pumpkin seed colors. Other than him in here, we also have some hybrids of the green sunfish and the pumpkin seed, which you can see one of them back there. That is my smaller individual, and I believe somewhere over here should be the larger individual, but you can see that those whiskers, that weird looking face back there that's out of focus, is a channel catfish who is doing really well. I almost never see him hiding anywhere else except for underneath that log and plant combo. He's doing really good. So is the bullhead. I think the bullhead either likes hiding in this hideout that come with the tank, or he likes hiding somewhere way back in there. We also have our creek chubs. I believe we have either 3 or 4 of these guys left, and we had a black-nosed dace in here, but I haven't seen him for a few days, and the creek chubs have kind of just been able to hang out on their own without having to worry about the dace bullying them. So it's kind of making me think that somebody ate him, which is fine. This tank is meant to be a survival of the fittest type of tank, but by raising the water level here and who knows when, it should up these guys' odds of not being eaten. However, the setup in here is almost the same as the 75 gallon. The only difference is I had more room to work, so I could make things look a little bit different, have more things in the background and less things that come into the foreground. It just looks incredible. Bill is nice and hungry today, and I'm sure Ivy Frog is too. And we got some stuff to feed him. I got these on, I think, the day after I put them in the tank, and they were really tiny. Now they're not, especially this one. This is the biggest hornworm we got in here. The filter we have running on the 75 minus the stink bug is a Seachem 110, I believe. I've got it set up on the side of the tank to sort of, make it have a river-esque flow. What I like is this knob makes it very easy to adjust the flow, and I believe this is also a surface skimmer right there. The thing creating our bubbles here is an 80-gallon air pump, which is also adjustable. I had no idea about this when I got it, but you can see I can make there be way less bubbles or an absolute ton of bubbles, which we definitely don't need that much bubbles, so I'm gonna turn that way down. Look at how much it moved that plant. Still get a lot of bubbles going, a lot of water flow happening. 40-gallon air pump, AC20, I think we already went over this. 20-gallon air pump right there, and then a Fluval AC50. So now that that's all said and done, let's feed the monsters. Oh, it just squirted at me. Ew. Look at the size of this thing, though. That is a big hornworm. Big hornworms for Bill. Here, Bill, it's still squirting. Here, come over here and get it. Oh! And it's gone. That easy. Look, he's gonna drown it too. See how he's sitting under the water? Now, Ivy's usually very aggressive with her eating. She hasn't been as of lately, though. She was ready for him. Oh, come on. Here, I'll come take a look at you. Now, come here. Yes, come here. Hello. Did you guys see that? Did you just pee, Bill? Did you just pee? He just peed again. He peed twice. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, a comment if you got something to say, and hit the subscribe button. Oh, hi, buddy. And the notification bell if you really want to see what I'm doing here. But that'll be all for today. See you on the next one. Fish on.